Hi, in this reflection, I will talk about what I learned from our cyber safety presentation, especially in relation to accessibility, instructional design, my own contribution, and the group collaboration. One of the main things I learned in this accessibility should be considered from the beginning rather than ended at the end. In our final presentation, we used closed captions, readable text, strong colorful contrast, clear headings, and visuals to support the spoken explanation. These choices connect with core principles from week 3, particularly making information more perceivable and understandable. We also applied instructional design principles from week 4. Instead of putting the whole script on the slide, we used keywords, images, and spoken narration together. This reduced unnecessary duplication and supported the multimedia and redundancy principles. We also used headings and visuals cues to highlight important information. During preparation, I became more aware of transcend information effect as well. If assumptions or slide transitions move too quickly, the audience may not have enough time to process the information, so controlling the pace was important. My main contribution was developing Lesson 2, which focused on applying aware and responding safely to online risks. One challenge was that my first vision overlapped too much with Lesson 1 because both lessons use similar scenario-based resources. After discussing this with group, I revised my section so that the progression became clearer. Lesson 1 focused on recognizing risks, while Lesson 2 focused on applying aware and deciding how to respond. I also made sure my teaching resources align with learning outcome 3 and 4. I replaced a less suitable external resources with a more credible Australian online safety resource. Another challenge was that the division between my section and other group members was not always completely clear. I asked for clarification, responded to feedback, and recognized my content to match the shared document structure. This also made it easier for Lim to integrate my section into the final PowerPoint. This taught me that guild collaboration is not only about completing my own tasks, it is also about making sure my work connects logically with the work of the whole group. Overall, this task changed the way I think about digital teaching resources. Before this project, I mainly saw that a Give digital resource needed to be interesting and informative. Now I understand that it also needs to be accessible, clear structured, purposeful, and directly linked to the learning outcomes. I also learned that digital safety education involves an ethical responsibility to protect students' privacy and well-being. For example, students should be able to discuss fictional online safety scenarios without being required to disclose personal experiences. Another important lesson for me is that teachers should not assume students automatically know how to use technology safely just because they use digital device regularly. In my future teaching, I will check accessibility and learning outcome alignment during the planning stage rather than only review them after a resource has already been created. For me, the main takeaway is that Guild digital teaching is not about using more technology. It is about using technology in a way that makes learning clear, safer, and more accessible for students.